So, and it really goes back to, 1994, 93, maybe 90. My wife was teaching at the Bowling Green Christian Academy, and the science wasn't doing too well. Okay, the science fair, nobody wanted to be in the science fair. No one wanted to do it. And so I created this character called Professor Tinker. And I wore this wig and, I wore glasses and a lab coat. And I kind of did back in 94, Pee Wee Herman was very popular. And then I kind of took from Jerry Lewis and the Nutty Professor. And so I kind of would do this voice of Professor Tinker, okay? And so Professor Tinker would come into the class and with his lab coat and say, okay, now we're going to do some science projects here, okay? Golly gee, and that's how Professor Tinker got started. And then, go ahead.
And you parlay that into this toy store.
Well, yeah, but see, then I had Professor Tinker's workshop in Bowling Green. So in 2001, I opened a full toy store. It was like a Chuck E. Cheese in a toy store. And that kind of went away. And then I've been in sales. And then my son basically came to me and said, hey, can I create a website in 2019? And I said, well, I'm just going to use ProTinker. And so we just called it ProTinkerToys.com. And the website started in 19. And then when COVID hit, it just was taking off. And our sales online were just phenomenal. And it just took off. And then the Huntington Bank in Wayne, Ohio was for sale. They had bought First Merit, and then they put a bunch of money into it. And I wanted to buy it 2 years before. I bought it in 2020, and I bought it, and we've just packed it full of toys.
So now you have an actual storefront. What is different about shopping in your store than, say, shopping at the toy department of a big box store?
Well, okay, that's a very good question. I had a guy talk to me yesterday about that. And a lot of your toys that are in the big box stores are basically Mattel or Hasbro. And they are basically called throwaway toys, okay?
Yeah.
You just play with them for a day and they're thrown away. Now, some people don't throw away. But a lot of toys we have are slot cars. See, we are really known for slot cars because we do our own exclusive slot cars. And these are the slot cars from the 60s, 70s, Aurora, AFX.
Well, one of the things that I noticed is you do specialize in a lot of, I guess, what I would call conventional toys and collectibles, the kind that I remember from when I was a kid, like the slot cars and things of that nature.
And that's exactly what we have. And we do our own exclusives. So when you come in, you'll see our own exclusive slot cars that say Pro Tinker Toys on them. Cool. We have a 1956 Ford F100, and it's the Pro Tinker truck, okay? But we also do a ton, and I'm telling you, a ton of toy guns. Wooden toy guns, die-cast toy guns. And, I mean, we ship them all over the world. I mean, literally all over the world.
Did it surprise you, the reaction that you got from, like you said, shipping this all over the world? People come just to see the store and all of that?
We do a live podcast or a live on YouTube all the time. So I'm in the store and we'll get customers that watch our lives a lot. Hey, when Bryan's going to go live? And that's how we build our clientele is we do a ton of lives on YouTube and we're getting more and more customers. And now I'm trying to branch out, in radio, letting people know, because I guarantee you when you come to ProTinkerToys.com, and that's what it's called, ProTinkerToys.com. It's a brick and mortar store. It's the old bank in Wayne, Ohio. And you're going to basically come into, and you're going to go, oh my goodness, I had no idea you've packed this much into this small space.
There were some things that I saw on the website that I didn't even realize they made anymore.
Well, there's a lot of things that people don't, there's one company that I buy from, they're called Schilling. And they just have a great line of toys. These are a lot of retro toys from the 1980s, 70s. And we just have a lot of fun stuff. I mean, the toy gun collection. So one of the companies is called Goner, and they're very popular in Spain because of the spaghetti westerns back in the 60s, the Clint Eastwood movies. And we carry a whole line of their guns. And The number one, guess who the number one demographics for buying toy guns are?
Probably folks my age, mid-50s, and who can remember playing with them when we were kids.
Women.
Women.
Women are the number one buyers for toy guns for their kids. And the number one states that we ship toy guns to, New York and California.
Huh.
You're not allowed to go in a store in New York and buy a toy gun.
Yeah. So they're ordering them online.
Oh, they're buying this from us. It's crazy. We have rubber band guns. Wooden rubber band guns are made in Rapid City, South Dakota. But we have slot cars. We have toy guns. We have model kits. We have RC. Okay, and we're growing. There's only so much that I can put in this building.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to expand next year, but because of COVID, building and everything has really kind of put a hamper on our plans for certain things.
Is it the nostalgia that drives it as much as anything, and people wanting to introduce their kids to these types of toys that they got so much enjoyment out of?
Yeah, I think so. Right now with slot cars, that's what it is. Guys that will come in every day. Hey, I had this when I was a kid. Man, I had this in the 80s. I remember getting me a slot car. So I want to get my grandkids into slot cars. And they come in and they go, holy cow, I didn't realize you have this much. I have an aisle of just cars, thousands of cars. I don't care what car you drove. What car did you drive when you were a kid in high school? No.
I would doubt that this would be a slot car. I had a Plymouth Volare.
Volare.
Have I
you stumped me there because that was in the 80s, late 70s.
Late 70s.
Because what, you're about 55?
55, yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah, because who sung that song?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But I traded that in on a VW Beetle.
That was my first car, was a VW Beetle.
Yeah.
And we have them all, Beetles.
Yeah.
But, we have every classic muscle car from the 60s. And then we have 1/32nd scale slot cars, which are much larger. They're like the size of your hand.
Uh-huh.
And then HO is, the size of your index finger,
Right. So how do people shop? Obviously, you can go to the store, and you can also shop online.
ProTinkerToys.com. ProTinkerToys.com. It's that easy. We have a very easy website. You can shop and then build a shopping cart and then request to pick it up, or we can ship it to you. It's that easy to shop at our store.
It is, like I said, the type of toy store that you remember from your childhood, with a lot of the same types of toys that you can rediscover or discover with your kids for the first time.
Well, see, and I got the idea. I had Young's Newsstand in Bowling Green from 87 to 99. And I carried a ton of knick-knack stuff because I was right next to the junior high. And I would get junior high kids coming in every day wanting to get either candy and everything. And we have a ton of novelty candy. I guarantee you that if you come into matter of fact, here's I hope I have time. Okay, I could talk forever. But anyways, this week has really been kind of difficult for me. Because everybody that comes in this week they're just looking. We're just looking. And I get it. People like to look. Because I think they just want to come in and see what's...
Yeah.
And so I said to my son, Ryan, I want you to make me a just looking coupon. And so we made this just looking coupon. So when you come in and you say to me, I'm just looking, I go, hey, that's great. I am glad you're just looking. Here's a just looking coupon. It's good until you leave, because if you buy $10 or more, you get $5 off.
There you go. Perfect for this final week before Christmas. If you want to, something great to buy for somebody who's hard to buy for, or someone.
Oh, I guarantee you.
Yeah,
if you can't find something there, I'll give you a bottle of Coke, Mexican Coke. I guarantee you, I'll give you a bottle of Mexican Coke.
Bryan Young, the Tinker of Toys, ProTinkerToys.com, online, and of course.
And my son is a co-owner. My son Ryan. He's the millennial. I'm the boomer. I'm the one that knows everything. He thinks he knows everything. I had to put that in.
We'll link it up on our webpage as well. Bryan, nice to meet you, and
hey, thank you so much for allowing me to come in here.